Raquel Mann Lese, first of all, tell us about the Voices of Amiskwaciy Digital Public Space. Why is it important for EPL and Alberta's Indigenous people?
Well, I think for EPL, it's really important to the library, as the library engages in processes of reconciliation, in learning about and working with Indigenous communities in Edmonton, in becoming a more welcoming and diverse space, both like in our physical spaces and our programs, and in the types of content that Edmontonians can access through Edmonton. So I guess for Edmonton in general, this space provides that opportunity to learn about stories, culture, history, all kinds of things that aren't in typical materials, and really about the communities that we live in.
So this project has been in the works for quite a while now. Who's been involved in the Digital Space Series?
Yeah, so the project actually got going because of a Canada 150 grant. So it started through our Digital Literacy Initiatives Department. So we have a dedicated team here at EPL. And with the grant funding, we were able to hire two amazing staff, Lee's here and Christopher White, who are both experienced filmmakers and artists and really connected within the community. So they joined our team. Lee's joined in April, right?
Yeah.
And Chris in June to really lead the community aspect and video piece and support for the project.
Take us inside the digital public space, Voices of Amiskwaciy. What can people experience?
Yeah, so we just did sort of a soft launch a few weeks ago. Maybe I can tell you a little bit about the platform that it's built on, which is really interesting. It's built on Merkudu, which is a platform designed specifically to care for Indigenous content online. So the Merkudu project began in the Weremungu Indigenous community in Central Australia. So basically it provides things like special licensing, special permission, so communities can control their own content on the space. So basically they own pieces of their piece of the space. And Merkudu translates to safekeeping place. So on our site, then we hired Yellow Pencil, a local web development company, to kind of help with the look and the functionality so it works for the public, because Merkudu is mostly designed for museums. But when people go on, they can either browse stories and content. Through the main page, we have featured stories, or they can go by category. We have categories like traditional knowledge, education, leadership, reconciliation, language. But also, if they have something they want to share, they can create an account, and individuals can just upload. It could be a photo, it could be a video, it could be a sound file, it could be a beautiful kind of polished piece. Mm-hmm. But it also could just be a photo of a family member with a description or a story or something like that.
Yeah, or you could put like a blog with a photo as well, some written material. There's all sorts of media that you could put on the website.
Yeah, and so once you go on and if you share your content, EPL, it goes into kind of like a review. We just make sure that, the content doesn't have anything unrelated or explicit, I guess.
Yeah.
And we just publish it, so.
We have Raquel Mann Lese from the Edmonton Public Library joining CFWE. Ladies, tell us about the launch of the digital space. That's in early December.
Yeah. You want to talk about it?
Sure, yeah. We have an event, and it's our launch for the website, and that's on December 6th. It'll be at the Citadel Theatre. And what we're doing is we are premiering 3 of the digital stories that have come out of the project so far. And we'll also have some entertainment from some different cultural groups. And also Richard Van Camp will be hosting the night, so it's really exciting. And there'll also be some discussion around the MOOC that is a partnership with EPL and the University of Alberta as well.
Yeah, and their MOOC is Indigenous Canada. So it's really also celebrating this wider theme of Indigenous education, community building, and reconciliation.
The keynote speaker is Richard Van Camp. Tell us about Richard and how he got involved in the project.
Richard is just so amazing and supportive. We met him in the very early stages. This whole project was developed and continues to develop through community consultation, feedback, and collaboration. And as a storyteller, inspirator, and creative person, Richard just really believes in the power of storytelling and the importance of having voices heard that maybe don't typically get heard. So he's been on board supporting and talking with us since the very beginning, and so we thought he'd be a great host, and when we asked him, he was pretty excited. I think he'll be able to speak to from his experience and that power of storytelling and really get that message across and celebrate it in a good way.
What do you hope people take away from the new digital public space?
I really hope that people will learn about, I'm speaking as an Indigenous person, will learn about our culture and our people and how diverse it is in Edmonton, and that we have a lot to share, and we've come through a lot, and there's a lot of positive things going on in our community.
I hope also that it kind of connects Edmonton and helps people understand the importance of hearing these stories and learning about the history here and the experience of Indigenous people, and how it's really such an integral part of all of our identity here in Edmonton and beyond. So, and I hope it brings people together. I hope it brings people to ask more questions and become more engaged.